So you're having trouble in the gym. Either you're not improving for a while, or you're just wondering how to optimize your routine and how to optimize your workouts and your diet and what you're doing in your lifestyle to build muscle and really get big. So let's get into it. So the first thing a lot of people don't get right, I know it's really obvious, it's protein consumption. You need to eat 1 to 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and that's just a staple. Try getting it wherever you can. Drink protein shakes, eat a lot of meat, or if you're vegetarian or vegan, eat a lot of beans, nuts. I personally eat a lot of chicken, a lot of protein powder, and I eat like yogurt, milk, and beef. And I just get a lot of high protein stuff. Like I have protein chips, I just have all that. So make sure you're eating enough protein, and then you'll be like good to go for the most part. And another thing is, if you want to grow, yes, the protein will help, but you need to be in a slight caloric surplus. If you're tracking your calories, that means adding 100 to 200 calories into your diet above your maintenance. And that'll just help so that your body doesn't use up all the energy, like all the protein that you've consumed, converting that into energy for your day-to-day biology. Instead, if you consume more food, if you consume more food like carbs and fats and stuff, it'll use that energy to run your day-to-day, and then it'll allocate most of the protein that you've consumed to rebuilding your muscle, and you'll have extra calories to work with. Plus, it's way easier to eat more than to eat less, in my opinion. So, yeah. And then there's training volume for hypertrophy versus training strength. So you gotta know which goals you have. And it's way easier to build muscle if you're using hypertrophy than it is strength. Like it's easier to build like better looking, like bigger muscles with hypertrophy. And strength, it's more of like strength. It's self-explanatory. Like I have this friend that I was in the schoolhouse with, and he doesn't look too much bigger than me. Like if you looked at him, you'd be like, oh, he lifts a little bit, but nothing crazy, right? This dude benches 300 pounds and he's like 5'6", like my height. And I don't know, he wasn't even lifting for that long, and he benched 300 pounds. And he's like in that 1,000-pound club. And he's just super strong, and he just trains for strength. So you gotta know what your rep ranges are, what your set ranges are, what exercises to do. And I would do some research on that and stick to that. Stick to whatever you wanna do. Either stick to hypertrophy or strength. Or if you wanna do both, but stick to it. Don't go back and forth, because that makes you lose out on a lot of gains, to be honest. So if you want like a rough estimate of what to do, for both of them, I would recommend compound lifts, which works multiple muscles for the one exercise. So like bench presses, shoulders, triceps, chest, and like rows are your biceps, traps, middle back, and a little bit of lower back because you're supporting yourself. And yeah, just make sure you're doing compound lifts. For hypertrophy, you want to do like anywhere from 10 to like 25 reps. You can do a lot of reps with hypertrophy, but with strength, you want to keep those numbers on the lower side of things and exert as much force as possible with longer rest times. And about 2 minutes rest is generally the rule of thumb. So, and speaking of exercises, you want to break down each muscle group into 2 to 3 times a week. So I know that's kind of hard to do. There's only 7 days in the week. There's a lot of muscle groups. That's why compound lifts are so important. And that's why making your split good is so important. I run a push-pull leg split. So I do push, pull, legs, push, pull, legs, rest. And it's really easy to get all of your stuff in. But like I only train all those body parts 2 times a week, and I barely fit that in. So gotta make it work. And make sure you're getting rest too. Just plenty of rest. Make sure your sleep's good. Make sure whenever you are resting, it's good quality rest. Not like, oh, you're getting like 4 hours of sleep and you looked at your phone before bed and you woke up a bunch of times throughout the night and you drank an energy drink before going to bed, or you stayed up all night playing video games. That's not proper rest. It sucks, but it's true. And water. Water is super important. So your muscles are made of like 70 to 80% of water. So if you're dehydrated, you're gonna be smaller, you're gonna feel weaker, and you're not gonna feel as good. So I recommend like a gallon a day. And you should be feeling pretty saturated with water. Yes, you'll piss a lot, but it's just the cost of the game, man. You wanna be big, you gotta do what other people aren't willing to do. For supplements, yes, they are important, but when you're just getting through the basics and like just starting out, they are not what you need to focus on. Yes, they help. I personally only take like pre-workout and protein powder. That's it. And like a multivitamin and sometimes ashwagandha, but you know, do your research on those. Make sure what you're getting is what you want for your results. And make sure your supplements are not your primary way of getting to your goal. They're supplements, not solutions, they're supplements. So yeah, I recommend like a multivitamin, greens powder, creatine, and something for your testosterone like vitamin D. Maybe some vitamin C, because it's getting like flu season. And yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope you all have a great day. Use some of these tips. Write down below if you have any more tips to put in the comments. I'll definitely make another video just like this with more tips. But if you have any that I didn't mention that I might not know, write them down in the comments below, and let's hold each other accountable. See you guys.